What is up, guys? It's TDub15 back at it with another video for you guys, and today we will be doing part 2 of every US state's favorite NFL team, the state of Montana through Wyoming. And if you haven't checked out part 1, the link will be in the description below, so make sure to go watch that before watching this video. And with that, let's get into it. Continuing our list, we have the state of Montana, and their favorite team is the Minnesota Vikings. While there may be some Seahawks and Broncos fans here because their teams are not that far away from this state, I chose the Vikings as the favorite because they are extremely popular with a lot of Midwest states. So that is why the Vikings get the edge in Montana. Now we have the state of Nebraska, and their favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs. While there may be some Broncos fans here, the Chiefs are very popular with Nebraska residents as Kansas City is not that far away from Nebraska, and also Nebraska tends to root for Kansas City sports, so that is why the Chiefs are the favorites here. Now we have the state of Nevada, and their favorite team is the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are the favorites here because the Raiders play in Las Vegas, which is in Nevada, and also before the Raiders moved to Nevada, many residents here loved the Raiders when they were in Southern California and Northern California, so that is why the Raiders are the favorites in Nevada. Next we have the state of New Hampshire, and their favorite team is the New England Patriots. The Patriots are the favorites here because New Hampshire is in the New England region, and the only football team close to here is the Patriots, so that is why the Patriots are the favorites in New Hampshire. Now we have the state of New Jersey, and their favorite team is the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the other two New York football teams are close to New Jersey, but Philadelphia is closer to New Jersey, and many people root for the Eagles here. Although it could be half and half here, the Eagles get more fans here because they are more popular with the New Jersey residents. So that is why the Eagles are the favorites in New Jersey. Next we have the state of New Mexico, and their favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. Now you may know that the state of Arizona and Texas is right next to New Mexico, but there are way more Cowboys fans than there are Cardinals fans, so there will be more Cowboys fans in the state of New Mexico. So that is why the Cowboys are the favorites here. Next we have the state of New York, and their favorite team is the New York Giants. Now you may know that the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills also play in this state, but the Giants have had more success, championships, and fans in this entire state. So that is why the Giants are the favorites here. Now we have the state of North Carolina, and their favorite team is the Carolina Panthers. Now the Panthers are the favorites here because they play in this state, and they're also very popular with the residents here. Now there may be some Redskins fans and some Falcons fans near this state, but overall this state belongs to the Panthers. Now we have the state of North Dakota, and their favorite team is the Minnesota Vikings. Now many people here love the Vikings because Minnesota is right next to the state of North Dakota, and residents here also tend to root for Minnesota sports, so that is why the Vikings are the favorites here. Here we have the state of Ohio, and their favorite team is the Cleveland Browns. Now Ohio does have two football teams, the Browns and the Bengals, but people here tend to root for the Browns more because of their history and their importance to Ohio. So that is why the Browns are the favorites here. Now we have the state of Oklahoma, and their favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. Now many people here love the Cowboys because Dallas is not that far away from Oklahoma, and many people here tend to root for the Cowboys because they are America's team, and they are also very popular with the residents here. Expect some Chiefs fans here, but overall, the state belongs to the Cowboys. Next up, we have the state of Oregon, and their favorite team is the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are the favorites here because the nearby state of Washington has an NFL team, and Oregon also tends to root for Seattle sports, so that is why the Seahawks are the favorites here. But expect some Niners and Raiders fans here, but overall it is a Seattle Seahawks state. Next up, we have the state of Pennsylvania, and their favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, you may know that the Philadelphia Eagles also play in this state, but the Steelers are more popular than them because of their championships and success. Now, both fan bases are very loyal and passionate for each of their teams, but the tiebreaker is the championships, so that is why the Steelers are the favorites in Pennsylvania. Now we have the tiniest state in the USA, and that is Rhode Island, and their favorite team is the New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots are the favorites here because Rhode Island is located in the New England region, and they are also located right next to the state of Massachusetts. So that is why the Patriots are the favorites here. Next up, we have the state of South Carolina, and their favorite team is the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are the favorites here because in the nearby state of North Carolina, their favorite team is the Panthers, and the Panthers also represent both of the Carolina states. So that is why South Carolina roots for Carolina sports, but expect some Falcons fans in the nearby state, Georgia. But overall, this is a Panthers state. Here we have the state of South Dakota, and their favorite team is the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are the favorites here because Minnesota is right next to the state of South Dakota, and fans here tend to root for Minnesota sports just like North Dakota. So that is why the Vikings are the favorites in this state. Next up, we have the state of Tennessee, and their favorite team is the Tennessee Titans. They are the favorites here because they play in Tennessee and fans love their Titans. So that is why the Titans are the favorites here. Next up, we have the great state of Texas, and their favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. This is an obvious choice because they are America's team and they also play in Texas. Now, there will only be one part of Texas that won't root for the Cowboys, which is in Houston because they have the Texans. But overall, this is a Cowboys state because they are America's team according to the state of Texas. Next up, we have the state of Utah, and their favorite team is the Denver Broncos. Now, the Broncos are the favorites here because people in Utah tend to root for Colorado sports than Arizona sports. So that is why the Cardinals and the Raiders aren't as popular in this state. And this is why the Broncos are the favorites in Utah. Next up, we have the state of Vermont, and their favorite team is the New England Patriots. This is an obvious choice because Vermont is in the New England region, which hosts the Patriots. And there may be some Buffalo Bills fans as they are right next to the state of New York, but overall, this is a Patriot state. Next up, we have the state of Virginia, and their favorite team is the Washington Redskins. Virginia roots for the Redskins because they tend to root for DC sports. So that is why the Redskins are the favorites here. But expect some Carolina Panthers fans here, as North Carolina is just below Virginia. But overall, this is a Redskin state. Now we have the state of Washington, and their favorite team is the Seattle Seahawks. They are the automatic favorite here because fans love the Seahawks, and they are very popular with the residents here. So that is why the Seahawks are the favorites in Washington. Here we have the state of West Virginia, and their favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. This was a tough one to decide, but Pittsburgh is closer to West Virginia than any other football team. But expect some Bengals and some Redskins fans. But overall, this state goes to the Steelers. Now we have the state of Wisconsin, and this is a unanimous choice as people here love the Packers, and I mean love the Packers. They even love them more than cheese itself. and they're the people that invented cheese, so that's saying something. So that is why the Packers are the favorites here. The last state on our list is Wyoming, and their favorite team is the Denver Broncos. This is an obvious choice because Wyoming is above Colorado, and Wyoming tends to root for Colorado sports, so that is why the Broncos are the favorites here. Here we have the top 3 favorite NFL teams in the United States of America. This is based off of my list, population, land size, and team following. Number 1 is the Cowboys, number 2 is the Patriots, and number 3 is the Seahawks. Some honorable mentions are the Vikings, Chiefs, and Broncos. And there we have it. That is the end of my list on every US state's favorite NFL team. Make sure to watch part 1 of this video, and thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe to this video and channel, and I am gone.